Greetings, welcome to another day of Autoforge development. Today we decided to tackle font shadows and font outlining. While I was working on the inventory, I noticed that we didn't actually have support for that, so I started investigating and discovered that I had not added that feature in before whenever I implemented the font, and that's because there was no support for it. I'm using BGFX for the rendering, and they have an example where they use SDF and everything to render the fonts. And so I used that, but there's no support for the drop shadows or outlining. Amazingly, though, when I looked for how to do that, I discovered that just like a month ago, someone implemented that, which was super nice. So I went over to our branch where we've been kind of updating all of the libs, and that's been in process for a little while. I just started updating it so that way we actually have all of the font features that the latest BGFX has. So you can see I have that here. We did have to kind of upgrade some of this font logic because we were not factoring in the font type whatsoever. We were assuming that all fonts were the same font, except unless it's, different font size. That was the only thing that would distinguish the fonts, really. And so I now have it so that each font is given a unique ID based off of the font type, the font file, and the font size. And we can see that is happening right here. So it's just a UN64. We shift some bits around to create this unique ID, and we will cache that. And then whenever we are rendering the text, we calculate what the font type is, and then we'll use that for actually rendering, like getting the correct text buffer and rendering it. And so what that all ends up looking like is over here we can see we have this sexy load button, load game, and we have a black outline and this red drop shadow. It looks nice and crisp. And that's it. It's pretty awesome. I'm sure there's more we could do with this. Like there's support. They also added in support for images. So if we wanted to be able to like put images or like glyphs, image glyphs or whatever they call it into the font, we could do that. Maybe eventually we would want to be able to support like transforming it, like shaking the text or something along those lines. Right now it's very straightforward, just renders text, that's it. You can't do anything else with it. If we look at our text here, we'll jump to here. This is our text class. And so it's really simple. It just contains a bunch of data. We don't support transforming it whatsoever, and maybe we could do that. That could probably be done through shaders. I have not looked at this at all, but in here they have a lot of shaders that are being used for like the drop shadows or the outlining, and I imagine you could implement a shader that just like shapes each individual character or something along those lines. But anyways, yeah, so I'm happy with this result. Looks good. Ship it. That's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow.